Hey guys, I was having a conversation with a guy that works for one of the knife supply companies a couple months ago, and we were discussing how strong homemade micarta is versus the production stuff. Apparently they use phenolic resin instead of fiberglass resin, aka polyester resin. Um, and I was telling him about, hey, my stuff's pretty strong. I make sure each layer is coated with resin and it's pressed really tight, so when it cures, it's solid, tight, no gaps or anything. I guess he seemed to take my word for it. Possibly going to do some business with them in the future, supplying them with micarta, hopefully. We'll see once I really get the show up and running, if I can accommodate a large company like that. But what I was thinking, and I've talked to a few other people about, is how strong micarta really is. Not necessarily versus G10, but just in general. At least Guycarta, my stuff. So I was going to do some quick demonstrations to test how strong some of my stuff is. This isn't pre-practiced. Shotgun! Nice. Thanks, Chuck. This isn't pre-practiced. I haven't messed with any of this yet. I just lined up a few tools here to bang and clang with, and we'll see what happens. So, here we go. I'm going to move the cutlery pad. Don't want to destroy it. Don't forget your safety goggles. Oh, and see what happens when you don't watch one of Gavco's videos. Every once in a while, you cut yourself. Remember that. So, let's see. I can do a stabbing test on one of my old slabs that I did, that I made. This is actually my first slab that I made. It was out of an old pair of pants. Let's see. Let's take out his little screwdriver. You guys can see there's already marks in it from when I was carving, but I'm hitting right here. I'm hitting it pretty hard. So there's a few dings, but nothing a little sanding wouldn't take care of. Just a regular steel tip screwdriver. Some probably harder banging than it would ever get, a knife handle would normally get, unless you're trying to use it to hammer in nails. Let's move on to some paper stuff, something you can see a little easier. Other than the scratching, when I actually hit it, so I did scratch it a couple times, and a few, dings from it. I was hitting pretty hard, but nothing serious, nothing that really messes with the structure of it. Let's see, let's take a pair of wire cutters. Let's see how. Doesn't look like it's happening, brother. I swear, I'm not a weenie. There we go. So it took a few tries. Took a few clips and squeezing. How thick is that? Maybe about 1/8 of an inch thick. Not too bad. So let's see, what was the other one? Let's do a hammer test. Hammer time. I know, that's old. Let's actually do it on a handle slab, handle scale. This is what safety glasses are for. Oh! I broke it right in half. I know some of you probably cringed. So, hammer test versus micarta. Micarta fails. Let's try a different piece. See if I can do it with this one. See if this one's any stronger. Oh, shattered. So, direct impact with screwdriver, which simulates, dropping your knife on the ground and gravel and asphalt, doesn't give it a lot of damage. So that's a good representation for that. As far as the hammer, I think the hammer's pretty extreme abuse. I don't know what that would simulate, especially when a slab of micarta is actually up against a piece of steel. When it's, actually up against something like this, it doesn't do anything. It's got itself that's, it's got that support. You're not bending it in half. Let's try this. Dug in a little bit. Bam. And this stuff's pretty old. This stuff's more than 6 months old. And this was my second slab I ever did. What happens when I try it with something newer? Come on, camera. So a fair amount of damage. If you actually sand that away. Yeah, obviously that's extreme. Let's see what happens when you try to whittle it. Let's try this piece over here. Actually take a blade to it. It feels pretty much like shaving hardwood. It comes off a little bit at a time. That might actually be kind of a neat whittling.
Shotgun.
So, yeah, I would say it's about as strong as a piece of hardwood. What about with some fabric stuff? Oh yeah, fabric's a lot more stronger. A lot stronger. So if you want something really strong, ask for fabric. Fabric is definitely stronger. Let's see if it'll pass the hammer test. May not be a big enough piece. Right in half. So I would say it's about as strong as hardwood. This one held together a little bit better than the paper stuff. Paper just shattered basically. Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to do a part 2, guys. Hold on for part 2.